Hello everyone, it's me Samuel Taylor Ackroyd and welcome to this trip report. In this trip report, I will be flying with Lufthansa in economy from Edinburgh to Frankfurt on board one of their Airbus A319s. So let's head to Edinburgh Airport and start our journey. It was just after 3:10 in the morning when I arrived at the terminal and the security checkpoint hadn't opened yet. Only the check-in desks were open at that early hour. So I had to wait at the check-in area for roughly 15 minutes. The escalator was turned on and opened at roughly 3:30, so I headed up the escalator to queue for security. Everyone then had to wait another 2 or 3 minutes while the barriers at security were being opened. Even though the queue looked long, it only took roughly a minute to get to the front of the queue and into security. Security took roughly 10 minutes to clear. Normally, I would have to walk through the duty-free store after security, but that was also not open yet, so I had to walk through a corridor that takes you to the departure lounge. Unsurprisingly, pretty much everything in the departure lounge wasn't open yet as it was still very early. While I waited for the shops and restaurants to open, I decided to have a look at the aircraft parked up at the terminal, and even though there wasn't much, the views were still great. I decided to get what I usually get for breakfast at Edinburgh Airport when Costa Coffee opened, which is a bacon roll and a cup of tea. Now time for a look at some of the shops and restaurants in the departure lounge. A cool addition to this trip is that I'm travelling with my friend Dominic from Nonstop Dom.
You alright everyone?
A link to his channel will be in the description of this video.
Yep, there'll be a flight review of this flight, so go check that out.
Yeah, go check out Dominic's content. It's really good and very entertaining. After killing a bit of time with Dominic at the seating area next to Gate 4, which is the gate our aircraft was being boarded from, the boarding process started. We were boarding in groups and my group was Group 3 and the boarding process was smooth. Our aircraft this morning is a 25-year-old Airbus A319-100 registered as Delta-Alpha India Lima Mike. At the front of the aircraft, there is a small business class cabin laid out in a 3-3 configuration with the middle seats blocked off. Behind that is the economy class cabin, which is where I'll be sitting on this flight. Economy is also laid out in a 3-3 configuration. My seat on this flight is seat 16 Foxtrot. Now that the boarding process is complete, let's head over to Frankfurt.
Sie die Tische zurück und öffnen Sie die Sonnenblende. In preparation for takeoff, please make sure that your backrest is
We departed from Edinburgh Airport's runway 24 8 minutes behind schedule at 6:18 a.m. Passengers sitting on the right side of the aircraft were treated to some nice views of the Forth Road Bridge, Queensferry Crossing and the Forth Rail Bridge as we were climbing out of Edinburgh Airport and over West Lothian. Now let's have a look at the seat. The legroom is very good for someone roughly 6 foot tall. There is a seat back pocket to store any of your belongings. The tray table is a very good size and can be extended. It also has 2 cup holders. Here is a look at the safety card. The onboard delights menu doesn't have a big selection of food and drinks on offer. However, since this flight was under 2 hours long, it wasn't a big deal. There is a magazine called The World Shop which has a very good selection of things you can buy. However, I imagine you would have to order a lot of it online as the items wouldn't be on the plane. I don't know how it works because I've never tried buying anything from a duty-free menu on any flight because I don't want to. The crew came around with a complimentary bottle of water and a little chocolate bar. I was definitely happy with the free bottle of water as I was quite thirsty, and the chocolate bar was nice. The crew came around with a beverage service, but I had bought some donuts and a bottle of Lucozade at Edinburgh Airport, so I didn't buy any beverages on board. You can tell this aircraft is definitely not young because of the old design of the bathrooms. However, they were clean and in good working order. There is also a baby changing table. We soon started descending, so enjoy the landing clip into Frankfurt. We landed onto Frankfurt Airport's runway 25 right, 12 minutes ahead of schedule at 8:48 a.m. What a brilliant experience with Lufthansa. The crew were very friendly and you can tell they love their jobs. The seats were very comfortable with great legroom. The onboard service was also very good. I love how the passengers got a free bottle of water and a little chocolate bar. Now on to the price I paid for this flight. I paid £103.75 for the economy light fare, which is the cheapest fare you can get with Lufthansa. The economy light fare entitles you to travel with just a carry-on bag. I also paid an extra £10 for seat selection. This means I paid a total of £113.75. While that's not the cheapest flight between Edinburgh and Frankfurt, I still think that's a good price considering this trip was booked less than 3 weeks in advance. However, something that was rather strange about this flight is that there was no safety demonstration before departing Edinburgh Airport. Not a big deal to me personally, but I still found it rather odd that a national carrier wouldn't have a proper safety demonstration. In fact, that is what happened on the other 3 flights I took with Lufthansa on this trip. The other 3 flights I took were from Frankfurt to New York's John F. Kennedy International Airport on a Boeing 747-400, John F. Kennedy International Airport to Frankfurt on another 747-400, and finally, Frankfurt back home to Edinburgh on an Airbus A320 with sharklets. The trip reports of those flights will be coming soon. After we parked up, I had a visit to the cockpit and had a brief chat with the pilots. A massive thanks to the crew for letting me visit the cockpit. We were taken to Terminal 1 by an airside bus and got some amazing views of aircraft parked up. However, I decided to just enjoy looking at the aircraft with my own eyes instead of taking videos of the aircraft. One bus ride later, we were at Frankfurt Airport's Terminal 1, where my trip with Dominic unfortunately comes to an end as he had a connecting flight for his own big trip. You will also see me featured in his video of this flight. Anyway, all I had to do from this point was clear passport control, which was easy and quick to do, and then I was in Frankfurt. So now that we have come to the end of the trip report, I would like to thank you all so much for watching this trip report, and just a reminder to subscribe to my friend Nonstop Dom, who was featured in this video and who I travelled with on this flight with Lufthansa from Edinburgh to Frankfurt. He makes really good content and is a really good friend of mine, so I recommend checking out his content. Thank you all so much for watching this trip report. Stay safe and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.